Hey Dom, this is Dave Decide. Today I wanted to get into people talking about V dating a man and who it is. I also wanted to get into V getting scolded for something he did. And of course, we need to talk about BLACKPINK, specifically Jennie, and what the relationship with YG might be. So, hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, grab your Dumpling and Taehyung mug merch, and let's get into it. YG is probably the most controversial label with many scandals and just what appears to be controversial tactics to promote their artists. But these are all mostly conspiracies. However, they are all still one of the most successful labels, and if you join, the likelihood of the success as an artist definitely goes up. I would assume that each of the BLACKPINK girls had an idea of this before joining, and thus probably would have taken any deal given to them just to have a fair shot at the industry and a career. People believe that BLACKPINK, when they signed as teenagers, got a bad deal. Given their entire discography is extremely small and they've been around for almost 7 years, it is alleged that YG barely allows them to work or give them any type of promotion. And this is why the fandom is so bent every time BLACKPINK does release something to really push and stream it as much as they can. 7 years is a big deal for K-pop idols and groups. Typically, most K-pop contracts for trainees will expire within that time. So many idols that feel like their label is not doing them justice will often choose to leave the label in hopes of getting a better deal elsewhere. Some idols are quote-unquote frozen in their label, meaning their label has decided this particular artist can't sell very well, will choose to hold on to them, usually because they still like that artist, but want to make sure that they have a good song to go forth with. But the label doesn't want to just put any more money into this artist until they're sure that the artist can make it back. So the artist is now stuck in the worst possible situation. And of course that means they can't release music or work, and they just slowly fade out of relevancy. Others will then leave to a new agency, but the new agency would fail to promote the artist like the old one. Personally, I believe if BLACKPINK were to leave YG, they would be leaving a big opportunity. YG has no doubt contributed to making them who they are, and it's no doubt that the girls love their team. A little while ago, Jennie did a stream where all of the comments asked her to clap if she didn't like YG. Jennie clapped, but it likely wasn't a response to that comment, but more because she was transitioning to a new topic in the stream and was just like, okay. But people look at this and say that she didn't like the label. Now fast forward, it is believed the 7 years for BLACKPINK is coming up, and people were definitely wondering if BLACKPINK would sign on for another 7 years. Given the recent quote-unquote scandal with V and Jennie and what people believed was a lack of response from YG, they assumed Jennie, for one, would be highly against re-signing. However, it is believed that there is no issue there, and I think another thing to consider is that the girls signed on when they were teens. They didn't know the industry or probably how to negotiate a deal. While some of the girls were part of wealthy families, it doesn't mean that they had the best entertainment lawyers or lawyers that understood the industry. And this is important to know, as a lawyer can either look at a contract and say this is standard or that the girls are getting a bad deal. I don't think that they got a bad deal, but I don't know. People are arguing to say that since the girls are much older now and know the industry much better, they would argue for a much better contract going forward. And such things, maybe like a scandal protection, could be something that they would negotiate. I don't know if that's even a thing. But either way, it shows that the fandom often makes a mountain out of a molehill. If the girls are not complaining about any of this stuff, then there is no actual issue. The official announcement of the girls re-signing wasn't announced or made, but the 7-year debut is coming up. Blinks assumed that since there are noted group activities planned after the 7-year date, that BLACKPINK will likely stick together to fulfill those. If not for YG, definitely for the fans. I would love to see more from the girls, and I hope that the girls and BTS can actually make a thing together and do it without backlash. There's been a lot of cute moments lately that are definitely noteworthy. Of course, as we see more of BTS, we're also going to see more cute reality TV moments. We do react to some reality TV moments on Patreon, so if you would like to join, I will link it below. But there was a clip that was going around more recently where it was the behind the scenes of the Love Yourself, Speak Yourself tour. And the members had a meeting in what appeared to be the backstage room to talk about how they could improve their performance. This is such a good thing that they do, and you always need a team like this. It's good to look at what you've done critically and think, how can I keep improving and doing better? And people who do that will remain on top. J-Hope decided to scold V for his performance in Not Today. J-Hope said that V was dancing way too fast, and for V to make note of that. Dancing on stage and singing on stage is very hard. There's many issues like not being able to hear yourself very well because maybe the in-ears are bad, or being so concerned on the vocals that you're just going through the motions for dancing and not really thinking about it. So in which case V could have been a little off. Not Today neither has easy vocals or dance moves. Now how V responded was so cute and funny. V knows that he is so cute, and if anyone has anything to say, he can just show his face and he will be forgiven. V puts his hand on his side and pouted, and V agreed that he would go slower the next time. I do like that V wasn't too upset about this. I know Jungkook gets very upset when he screws up, but it's good to know that the other members take the mess up with a grain of salt and move on with it. They don't take it too personally, and this was kind of V's way of apologizing or saying sorry, and it's very cute. Although not a big deal or nothing to really apologize for, if you dance and sing as much as they do, it's pretty easy to slightly mess up one or two performances. It doesn't mean anything to them as an artist, and likely for us normal people watching, we really aren't even going to notice those small details. Or maybe we would, I don't know. Seems like most things don't get past ARMY. I was happy to see that a lot of Jennie and V rumors have gone away, and it seems like most people have just either accepted that it was fake or believe it's real and just don't care. Either way, that's cool. It's funny because as a way to refute the dating rumors, people wanted to show how ridiculous the initial rumors even were. The photos being shared were definitely not ridiculous if you believed them, because it was very believable. However, the rumors before then were a little bit out there. Things like the two wearing the same piece of jewelry or sweater, or even just being in the same tourist area. As a rebuttal, people were saying that V and G-Dragon and even his business owner were leaking that the two idols were dating each other. G-Dragon posted on Instagram a photo of him in a high-rise building, which could or could not be the same building V was in too, we don't know. But the caption is what people were saying. G-Dragon wrote, "As free as the clouds." And then it was believed right after V posted something on his story where it was an indoor skydiving thing where he wrote, "Let's go pick some clouds." People were saying that this was a response to G-Dragon's post and that the two must have been lurking on each other's page. I don't think there's any specific drama between the two members. If the members wanted to interact, they could definitely do that publicly. But obviously, this whole thing is just satire, and even the people saying it know it's a joke. Other theories and things were when people noticed that V and G-Dragon had worn the same shirt in a photo. G-Dragon appeared at a dinner and V was walking through the airport. Same shirt, but definitely completely different vibes. And then other things like the fact that both idols smoke or something, which is just hilarious. Of course, as I said, all of this is just to poke fun at the idea that two people who are obviously not dating can be made to appear to be dating with these ridiculous assumptions. And the assumption being just similarities. I really wish that the news and people would stop calling the V and dating situation a scandal, because it's not. This is not what the definition of a scandal is, and a lot of the K-pop fandom are very impressionable people. If you dig deep into the fandom and people, you'll notice very quickly that a lot of these fans will blindly follow what everyone else is doing to fit in. And you can see that they don't actually care about the issue, because these are the people who are taking it too far by sending death threats, because no sane person who understands how bad a death threat is or can think for themselves is sending those. So when headlines or people keep referring to a dating as a scandal, it makes these people have a justified reason to send death threats, or just send it because they feel like they're supposed to be mad right now to fit in. And then things like making G-Dragon and V appear like they're dating because something that they have to do in order to remedy the situation. But what do you think? How do you feel about people making V and G-Dragon dating rumors, and do you think it's hilarious? How do you feel about V's cute way of apologizing for his mistake, and do you think Blackpink hates YG? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye!